Voters do not agree with these despicable women on The View. They are wildly out of touch with the vast majority of Americans, and frankly, they should seek immediate help.
This is why, of course, she's on The View and not working for the most powerful man in the world, because Karoline would wipe the floor with you bitter banshees any day.
Joe Biden knows how to do this. Yes, he knows how to do this. He's quite good at this. And you know, you can't refute anything with him because he just, when I say him, I mean...
He rambles.
Trump.
Yeah.
He tends to just...
But can I mention one thing?
It all started when Karoline Leavitt, the White House press secretary under President Trump, appeared on The View to field questions about everything from Trump's policies to her own credentials. Whoopi Goldberg tried to maintain her usual dismissive style, but Leavitt wasn't there to be mocked or silenced. She took a direct approach, answering questions with the same confident clarity she displays behind the podium in the White House briefing room. What began as a standard talk show Q&A quickly escalated into something else. Goldberg, visibly rattled by Leavitt's concise points, pivoted from policy to personal jabs. The tension soared. Viewers at home noticed Whoopi's exasperation, the slight tremor in her voice, and the cutting remarks that followed. Social media lit up instantly. Some viewers applauded Leavitt's composure, praising her for standing firm despite the panel's attempts to corner her. Others took Goldberg's side, insisting that she was just asking the hard questions. But no matter which side they picked, everyone agreed. The sparks that flew during those few minutes were impossible to ignore. And if you think Goldberg's hostility was the end of the story, just wait, because the next wave of backlash was even more personal and more hypocritical than anyone could have imagined.
I, too, am a working mom and always have been. I've been a professional woman since I graduated from college or law school. But now there's, I think, a good thing, which is like the restoration of valuing so-called traditional, moms, and that's great. The women who take care of their kids full time. Most of my best friends are doing exactly that. But it seems like in the right, there's like a bit of a shift toward like, you can't do what Karoline's doing. That's actually like an unsafe or a dangerous or a bad choice for families, for children, which I reject wholesale, but you hear it more and more.
Yeah.
Do you hear that, and what do you think of it?
Despite endlessly proclaiming that women can have it all, the View's panel suddenly reversed course when it came to Karoline Leavitt. They questioned why she was working such long hours with a 7-month-old baby at home. They implied that her child might suffer because she chose a career in high-stakes politics rather than a more traditional role. Cue the outrage from everyday viewers. Many were quick to point out the double standard. How could these talk show hosts who themselves balance careers with personal lives attack another woman for doing the same thing? The hypocrisy was too glaring to go unnoticed. What made it even more baffling was that these same critics often champion women's autonomy, praising those who strive to break the glass ceiling. Yet for Leavitt, they brought out the 1950s talking points, essentially asking, shouldn't you be at home baking cookies? It reeked of a personal vendetta rather than genuine concern, and it exposed a major rift in their claim to stand for all women. But that was just the tip of the iceberg. Next came some of the most bizarre conspiracies you could imagine, and
absolutely,
they involved none other than Elon Musk.
To be with your child 24/7, you have that maternal instinct.
27.
Not all the time. Well, right now, yes, because he's 7 months and just squishy and lovable, but I'm sure that will change. No, but you do have that maternal instinct, but also recognizing like, I'm doing this work for my son and for all children to make this country better. And it's a once in a lifetime opportunity. Yes. It's also it's temporary, right? In 4 years, my son will be 4 years old and the president will no longer be at the White House. And then I'll move on and do something else. But, this chaos of 24/7 work is a temporary matter. And that's what at least I tell myself to get through these very long and hard days. But I would reject that you can't be a good mom and be good at your job. I think you can do both. It certainly it's not for everybody. And it takes a lot of work and will and faith and prayer. And it's hard, but it can be done. And, I would reject that.
Karoline Leavitt's clash with The View isn't just another TV spat for the gossip columns. It's a vivid illustration of modern media's fault lines, how quickly a supposedly open-minded panel can devolve into name and conspiracy peddling when confronted with a confident, articulate woman who doesn't fit their narrative. Along the way, we've seen how the same hosts who champion women's empowerment can turn around and mock a working mother. We've witnessed a mind-boggling rumor about Elon Musk pushing Trump down the stairs, laid at Leavitt's feet as if she were a conspirator. We've heard hush-hush admissions from reporters who publicly scorn Leavitt, but privately praise her accessibility and professionalism. In the end, the real question is this: will viewers see through the theatrics and recognize the deeper hypocrisy at play? Will they question why a talk show that claims to represent the voice of everyday women so ferociously goes after one woman's personal life, rather than sticking to the issues? It's not just about Karoline Leavitt either. Her story encapsulates a larger battle over who controls the narrative. As Leavitt continues her ascent, turning praise from unexpected corners and rattling the cages of those who dismiss her, she forces all of us to wonder, can we keep believing?
I mean, I gotta ask you, because they said it, are you aware of any plots from Elon Musk to push President Trump down the stairs?
Absolutely not. Let me be unequivocally clear about that. And watching this clip, I couldn't help but think how ironic that Whoopi Goldberg and Joy Behar and the rest of the ladies on The View spend their time calling Republicans the conspiracy theorists. But they have been wrong about everything they have said over the last couple of years. They likened President Trump to Hitler. They have mocked him. They have shamed him. They have lied about him consistently on their show. And it was a joy to watch them on November the 6th when they realized that tens of millions of Americans do not listen to the lies that they have spewed. These women are completely out of touch with reality.
The surface-level rhetoric fed to us by shows like The View? Or is there a deeper, more complex reality that's being drowned out by name-calling and conspiracy talk? Only time will tell. But one thing is for sure, Karoline Leavitt isn't going away anytime soon. And if her most vocal critics can't muster something more substantial than personal barbs, Elon Musk conspiracies, and dramatic spitting episodes, they might just have to watch her influence grow from the sidelines whether they like it or not. Thank you for joining me on this deep dive into the fiery world of Karoline Leavitt versus The View. From the bizarre conspiracies to the eye-opening mushming, there's clearly more at stake than just celebrity gossip. If you found this breakdown thought-provoking, make sure you're subscribed for more in-depth stories that cut through the noise and expose the real issues lurking beneath the surface. Until next time, keep asking questions, and don't let the volume of the loudest voices drown out your own search for truth.